Hey Psychonauts, welcome to my channel where I talk about drugs and my experience with them in the past. Now today I'm going to talk about the, in my opinion, most slept on psychedelic drug, 4-HO-MET. Now I'm going to do this disclaimer at the beginning of every video warning you guys to be careful when taking drugs. Get your drugs from a trusted friend and test them if you can. Also be very careful when mixing different drugs together because a lot of drug combinations can cause seizures and even death. And also, if I said something wrong in the video, please correct me in the comments below. So, what is 4-HO-MET? 4-HO-MET is a lysergic acid which is very similar to psilocybin, which is found in mushrooms. It's a psilocybin analog. Psilocybin is 4-HO-DMT and 4-HO-MET is a little different from that. 4-HO-DMT is a research chemical that you can get legally online in the Netherlands. That's also where I bought it. And the most impressive quality of this drug is the visuals. It's a very visual psychedelic. I'll get to the headspace later, but the visuals are like a bit of a combination of shrooms, LSD, and at very high doses, even DMT-like. It's very beautiful. Everything is very breathing, color changes, fluid, fractals. You can see moving surfaces, trails, sound distortion. I will get back to a little more of the effects later. But one very interesting effect was when I was in the shower, the sound distortion actually made the shower sound like a laser. It was not scary or anything. It was just really interesting. Also, a very nice quality of this drug is that it has a very easy headspace, not like LSD or mushrooms, which give you a very introspective trip sometimes. This really focuses on the visuals, so you won't be having really any thought loops or really in-depth thought. Of course, you can think about some really psychedelic things, but it's more easygoing and therefore also a good beginner psychedelic to try. You can actually ingest it orally or snort it. I've tried both and I like ingesting it personally. With LSD it sometimes takes 1 or 1.5 hours before it starts to kick in, but with 4-HO-DMT it actually kicks in about 10 to 20 minutes is when I feel the first effects, and in like half an hour I'm already really tripping. The thing is that I mix it with some water and then drink it so it absorbs faster in my stomach. And also if you snort it, which also goes for small amounts, it feels almost a bit like Molly. It really has that like loving feeling and also a little bit of stimulation, but not as hyped up as Molly. Also, the dosage ranges from light, 5 to 10 milligrams, which also gives you almost no visuals. It gives you a little bit of the stimulation, maybe a laugh kick, and also some extra sociability. A common dose is 10 to 20 milligrams. You get a lot more visuals. They're really like shrooms and LSD. And also at a strong dose, 20 milligrams or more, the visuals get really, really heavy, almost like DMT for me. And also the headspace gets a lot less easy for a lot of people after you cross that threshold. Some people can handle very strong doses, about 30 to 40 milligrams, but this is reported to be one in a few. And also there's one case where a boy ingested 100 milligrams and actually had a case of psychosis. So yeah, be careful when ingesting it. It has an easy headspace, but it's not limitlessly friendly. Now, well, I will read some effects and I will also put on some visual effects on the screen for you from what kind of visuals you can expect from this drug. And so a few of the effects are color enhancement, magnification, after images, brightness alteration, color replacement, color shifting, color tinting. You can see it's a lot of colors. It's one of the most visual and colorful psychedelics, a lot of people say. Also depth perception distortions, drifting, and this is a really big part, morphing, breathing, melting, and flowing all falls under drifting. And this morphing and breathing and melting is really a big aspect if you take a common dose. Almost any surface like breathes or changes, and it fills up your whole visual field. Also tracers and geometry. I will put some pictures here for some geometry. You can see a lot of Mayan and Aztec geometry seen. Time dilation is a really big one for me. It felt like an hour took 3 hours, because you're really, every second you're thinking a lot more thoughts than normal. So it feels like a long time because you think and do more in that same time. Also, body control enhancement felt for me really nice. It almost felt like everything was fluid. Everything I did felt really good and very natural. Where I can sometimes maybe be a little clunky or something, everything like pouring a glass of milk or anything just felt really satisfying almost. And also the stimulation is not really like MDMA or ecstasy, but it has a certain quality to it. It's a little more light. It's more like you're really awake, but it's not like your heart is pounding or you're grinding your teeth or you have to dance or anything like that. Also, a really, really, really big aspect is nature. The inside of a room can be really nice, but nature on this drug is absolutely gorgeous. You can see fractals in almost any plant, flowers growing out of the field, enormous like cloud fractals and enormous like. And the best thing about the visuals for me is that on shrooms, when I look at something, there can be a visual, and when I look back on it, the visual can be changed or gone. But with this drug, the visuals are very consistent with the objects you're looking at. So if you look at a plant, the visuals may be changing, but maybe in a course of 10 or 20 minutes. The changes in visuals are very slow. So if you look at a tree, look somewhere else and look back, you will experience the same visuals in that time frame. Also, talking with close friends can be really fun. Me and my friend took this and talked for 4 or 5 hours. And that's also a great thing about the drug. It's not like LSD where it takes maybe 8 to 12 hours. No, the drug is when ingested 4 to 6 hours, and when snorted it's 2 to 3 hours. So you can like do it in an afternoon or like in the morning and still like not have to take up a whole day. So for me, this is a really great experience. I would recommend trying this if you want to try psychedelics and you're looking for something with a little easy headspace. Yeah, so guys, I hope you liked the video. Stay safe, research what you intend to intake, and I see you guys in the next video. See ya.